According to legend, Night's King lived during the Age of Heroes, not long after the wall was complete. He was a fearless warrior named the 13th Lord Commander of the Night's Watch. Later, he fell in love with a woman with skin as white as the moon and eyes like blue stars. He chased her and loved her, though her skin was cold as ice, and when he gave his seed to her, he gave his soul as well. Night's King brought her back to the Night Fort, and after the unholy union, he declared himself king and her his queen, and ruled the Night Fort as his own castle for 13 years. During the dark years of his reign, horrific atrocities were committed, of which tales are still told in the north. It was not until Brendan the Breaker, the King of Winter, and Joramon, the King beyond the Wall, joined forces that Night's King was brought down and the Night's Watch freed. After his fall, when it was discovered that Night's King had been making sacrifices to the others, all records of him were destroyed and his very name was forbidden and forgotten. It is likely this led the Lords of the North to forbid the Night's Watch to construct walls at their keeps, ensuring the keeps would always be accessible from the south. Maesters are skeptical of the legend, thinking the Night's King's corpse queen was possibly a daughter of a Barrow King from the Barrowlands. Some theories link her with the others because of her description. In A Storm of Swords, it is said that while on his way north, Bran Stark recalls stories told to the Stark children of Night's King and the Night Fort by Old Nan, servant in Winterfell. She said some people believe Night's King was a Bolton, a Magnar of Skagos, an Umber, a Flint, a Norrie, or a Woodfoot. However, she identifies Night's King as a Stark of Winterfell and brother to the King of Winter, and suggests his name was Brandon. Night's King was only a man by light of day, but the night was his to rule. When the leader of the White Walkers was dubbed the Night King by the producers in the TV adaptation of A Song of Ice and Fire, confusion set in among some fans as to the relationship between him and the Night's King from the books. After Hard Home aired, Game of Thrones Wiki contacted George R.R. Martin asking whether to treat the White Walker referred to as the Night's King relative to the ancient Lord Commander known as the Night's King, if they are the same character, or if Night's King is a title that can be held by different characters, like King in the North. He was also asked if it was significant that Benioff and Weiss referred to him as the Night King without a possessive S. Martin cryptically avoided the first question, but said he prefers the spelling Night's King. George R.R. Martin said, "As for the Night's King, the form I prefer. In the books he is a legendary figure, akin to Len the Clever and Brendan the Builder, and no more likely to have survived to the present day than they have." Episode The Door revealed that the Night King was created by the Children of the Forest during their war with the First Man, that is, before the Night's Watch was founded. This would suggest that they are indeed separate characters. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Also, subscribe to my channel to be notified when a new lore video is released. Thank you again and see you soon.